Yeah. Oh no, it's ooh. That's what it is. I need to get to consistency here.
I didn't
Ooh.
agree on any of that. I don't know why
Ooh,
that's
welcome to the
happening.
PHNX Daily Bets Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX. Receive $100 in free bets when you place just one or more dollar on any NFL game, and either team scores a point. I'm here with my positivity pal, Johnny Venerable. Johnny, how you doing today?
What's the good word, Shano? We're here on a Football Friday, PHNX Bets Daily. It's good to be back with you. I'm not so sure, but with our audience, with America, hell yes, as we break down some of our favorite picks, including our DraftKings Lock of the Week. Stay tuned for that.
Right off the rip, you're just gonna come at my throat? Whatever, man. All right, well, let's talk a little Thursday night football just to
Let's do it.
get it out of the way. Russell's finger was disgusting. That I don't know why they kept showing it. I hated that. When they cut to the slow-mo of it happening, and then they cut to him trying to get everybody set at the line, and then he looks over at Pete Carroll, and it's like it won't go down. It's just staying up here. Gross. I hated that. The Seahawks look bad. Jamal Adams, that trade looks terrible. He was the worst PFF graded player on that defense at a 30. He has a grade of 53. And he's the highest paid safety in the league. Those two first round picks for the Jets are looking sweet. They're in big trouble. I'd say the Seahawks are getting into danger territory if they don't figure out that defense. And the Rams offense didn't look great either, but still.
It's a tough place to play, but I think that the myth of the 12-man is dead. It's dead and buried. It died when the Legion of Boom left town. Cardinals actually do very well playing in Seattle.
Yeah.
I just think that right now that's a team that's had a lot of their flaws hidden by Russell Wilson's elite level play. And dare I say, he starts to look like a player, even before he hurt his finger, he was on a little bit of a decline. And he's been in the league since 2012. They have not had a losing season. They've missed the playoffs one time. So every season, we go in and think to ourselves, when is the fall off coming for Seattle?
Yeah.
I don't root for injuries, but I pray that the Seahawks opt to say, we're going to blow it up. We're going to peace out with Russell Wilson. We're going to trade him. We're going to start the rebuild. That would absolutely help the Arizona Cardinals. And I think if he's out with a finger, at least for a couple weeks, they are not equipped to handle certainly his loss.
Yeah. I was really upset though that Tyler Lockett tripped, because that game was set up for a really good ending with a Geno Smith game-winning drive possibility. So that was disappointing. But as a Cardinals fan, it's kind of everything you wanted. The Seahawks didn't look great, and the Rams didn't look great. And Stafford's finger's still not okay.
Here's the thing. People are asking me, who do you want to win? I think the Rams are going to be in it till the season end. They're going to be competing with the Cardinals for the division. So even if they had lost that game, I still have confidence in McVay to put, quality wins together. You should see their next 3 games. It's a lot of Houston and Chicago, a lot of dirt teams. Whereas let's just bury the Seahawks now. Let's get it over with. Let's just eliminate them from contention. Yeah. But the biggest takeaway I had, and I put this on Twitter last night, Kyler Murray's playing at a much higher level than either of those QBs. It's not close. And
absolutely.
If that's sustainable, then I think Arizona's in good shape. And I also had the Rams money line last night, by the way.
We love that.
We do.
Well, the thing for me is, no, Geno Smith didn't look fast, maybe in comparison to Russell Wilson, because he's a little slow now. But yeah, the thing for me with the game last night, it just kind of shows that. Well, and Kyler Murray. Speaking of Kyler Murray, he has a perfect passer rating when people blitz him. That stat was incredible. And yeah, it shows the polarization of the quarterbacks in the NFC West as completely opposite from what people thought. They thought they were all kind of the same guy outside of Jimmy Garoppolo, and we'll get to that later. But it's clear that Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in the NFC West, and if not in the NFL right now.
Knock on wood, things are aligning for this franchise, that being the Arizona Cardinals, to separate themselves from a large majority of the division. Again, Rams are going to be in it. Cardinals already have a leg up on them, so no matter how this weekend plays out, God forbid the Cardinals lose, they're still going to be in first place via that tiebreaker. It's a good place to be.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our picks for this Sunday. Try to avoid those Sunday scaries. Weren't you just caught wearing a Seahawks? That's Erin. She's back there right now. Yeah, I was. I described it on the show as it was good for Cardinals fans in some way, at least, because it was a Earl Thomas jersey who had a sour departure from that team. So it was more of a meme than anything. Thank you so much for bringing that up. You're literally right there. All right, let's get into our Sunday scary picks. Johnny, we'll let you go first. What are your scaries for this weekend?
These are literally horrifying. Look at the teams I picked, but that's on par with what I'm going for this weekend. So let's first start with the Jets. They have the London game. They're +3. It sounds like none of the skill players, specifically at receiver, are going to be opt to go. No Calvin Ridley, no Gage for the Atlanta Falcons. I think Robert Saleh's got that team with the us against the world mentality. I like the Jets to cover. I don't like them to win outright. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Jets play well in Europe where there are no expectations. And then I also like Houston +9. To me, they're playing New England. There are a lot of former Patriot disciples in Houston. And to me, New England's not blowing out anybody. Mac Jones, I'm not sold on him. That could be a closer game than people think, maybe a field goal game in the fourth quarter. Still think Houston loses, but 9 points is a lot to cover for a Patriots offense that doesn't have a lot of explosive players.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the Steelers. Everybody's bailing on the Steelers.
I'm going to fucking throw up, Johnny.
Those clips of Big Ben are just hilarious, and I love them when he's just collapsing. That's awesome. But I do think they have too many good players. I think they win outright this week. To me, Mike Tomlin is something like an 80% win percentage as an underdog in this league. And I know that -1's not an underdog, but they might as well be. It's the us against the world mentality. I can't see them losing 2 straight. I still don't think they're very good, but I think they win outright. So those are my picks. They're all horrifying, but I have a lot of confidence in them at the same time.
I don't think anybody could pay me enough money to watch that Texans game, especially after what you saw last week. I know the Bills are a much different team than the Patriots, but by God, they could not move the football. That was so awful. Like, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I'm so surprised.
Patriots could win like 7-0. You'd still cover.
No, for sure. I don't think it's the worst pick. It's just a gross thing to watch when you have skin in the game. If you want skin in the game, though, head over to that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download using code PHNX when you sign up. Get $100 in free bets when you place $1 or more on any NFL game, and either team in that game scores just 1 point. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. Withdraw and deposit money whenever you want. I mean, this whole show is a walking DraftKings ad.
It is, but we love it.
We
absolutely love it,
and you should love it too. You should have fun. You should have as much fun as I do on the weekend, sitting watching a Thursday night football game between NFC West teams or NFC East teams. Because the NFC West games are usually fun. The NFC East teams are not very fun to watch. So if you want to have fun when you're watching, if you want to have fun when you're watching an NFC East game in general, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use that promo code PHNX, and get your $100 in free bets when any team scores 1 point in the game you bet on. 21 plus, Arizona only gambling problem. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Let's get to my picks. Okay. I'm a little scared. That's why it's Sunday Scaries, but let's get to my picks. First off, got the hometown Cardinals.
Bless you.
They're it's the Lord's Day after all on Sunday. So yeah, the reason why I like the Cardinals so much is one thing. It's the quarterback play of the 49ers, and they're at home. Only 4.5 point favorites. They're either going to be starting an injured Jimmy Garoppolo. He did practice today, or Trey Lance, who is completely unproven on the drives that we've seen him go on. I don't have confidence in the Niners team. I feel like they don't have confidence in themselves. Their cornerbacks are always in and out, whether it be injury or just scheme. So you have to have a guy that can shut down D-Hop. And if you do, you got to have a second guy or a second and third guy to double team one of the Christian Kirks or what's his name? AJ Green to the war, or Rondale Moore. Yeah, there's so many options. So yeah, I like them to cover pretty easily in that game. I also like the Chargers. I think Brandon Staley's got that team on the right path, a lot better than Anthony Lynn has before. And it's another home favorite that's lower than it should be. The Browns haven't showed me enough. And I love me some Herbert, but I think this game is going to be decided in the run game with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. If they are able to do a lot against that Chargers defense, I think then the Chargers might have trouble, but I think Eckler is going to be healthier than he was in the last couple of weeks, and I think he's going to go pretty crazy. So I like them to cover that -2. The Packers are my last. They're at the Bengals. The Bengals are way better than people thought they would be, but it's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams at the end of the day. Zadarius Smith obviously is not going to play, and it looks like Jair Alexander is probably expected to miss another game. But I don't think the Bengals will be able to produce enough offense in general. Jamar Chase looks good. Joe Burrow looks better. Mixon's going to be a game time decision. Samaje Perine is So yeah, I like the Packers to cover that -3 pretty easily. And those are my picks. If you don't want to pick stuff out of your hair, use that Manscaped code PHNX at manscaped.com to get that 20% off and free shipping. Johnny, have you been using your lawnmower 4.0?
I mean, what do you think? Look at this portrait. Look what I got going on here.
You do look really fucking good.
You think I roll out of bed and look like this? No, I got my Manscaped gear. I'm in front of the mirror. I'm getting this tailored. So when my wife comes home Sunday night, she's like, damn, what have you been doing? And like, I've been sporting that Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0, as well as the body gel I got going on in the shower. I mean, it hits you from head to toe. I got to look my best, not only for you, America, here on PHNX Bets Daily, but, for also some downtime with the missus.
Well, after trimming your footballs, show them some love with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner are here to take your balls to the next level. Got an exclusive offer. Use that code PHNX, 20% off with free shipping. That's code PHNX at manscaped.com. Keep your balls trimmed, fresh, and clean with Manscaped. Looking like a bag of cash is what you will look like if you use Manscaped, especially if you get that free shipping. You'll be happy and smiling, and maybe you'll even look like Johnny after a big win for his bets on Sunday.
I'm looking to win in a couple different ways come Sunday, if you know what I mean.
I feel sick. All right.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep this train moving.
Let's move the hell on. Johnny, what are your props for this weekend that you like?
I'm going to double dip with some hometown love here. Chase Edmonds, anytime touchdown, plus 175. No touchdowns on the year. He's questionable. I think he ends up playing. And the Niners, to me, very susceptible to running backs out of the backfield catching the football. I also like Kyler Murray going over 284.5 passing yards. I think the Niners are going to try to load the box. Their pass defense is putrid. And I think this game might be relatively close in the fourth quarter. So expect Kyler Murray and company be slinging it around. He only had roughly 260, 265 last week. So I think he eclipses that maybe through three quarters. And then Alvin Kamara, first TD, plus 500. It's getting hot. Look out. That's the Saints team that is going to need to rely on him because Jameis hasn't been playing all that well. I think he comes out of the gate and scores a touchdown opening possession for New Orleans.
I love it. That Saints team is weird, man. It is really weird. It's I'm not going to bet on them the rest of the year probably.
Well, there's talk that Mickey Loomis, their GM and their ownership, like they're keeping an eye on the Deshaun Watson situation. New Orleans is historically very aggressive. So, I mean, if that ever gets cleared up, expect them to be one of the teams in that bidding war because, it's just not sustainable. I mean, Sam Darnold's playing better. We don't know what's going on with Atlanta. Of course, Brady and Tampa. That's a division where they could fall into irrelevance really quickly, and they need a better player at quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. All right, give me my props on the screen. Johnny, of course, I went with 2 quarterback rushing props. Taysom Hill over 16 and a half rushing yards. He's averaged 6 attempts over the past 2 games. He's had 6 in both, 32 and 28 yards. He scored 2 touchdowns last week. I think they use him a lot more, especially when they realize that Jameis is getting a little bit incompetent. And I think they probably use him more in the more outside of the red zone because most of the runs are inside of the red zone right now. I think they start to use him to get the offense moving, juicing up a little bit. The others, I got Jalen Hurts under 44.5. That's a big number. He runs the ball a good amount, but they play Carolina this week, and that's going to be my lock. We'll bring that up later. But Carolina's defense it's so impressive right now. The culture they're building around there. And last week, he only rushed, 8 times for 47 yards. But that was against Kansas City, who isn't very good on defense. No. So, I think he stays under that 44.5 yard marker pretty easily. But that brings us into our DraftKings pick of the week. DraftKings, use that code PHNX. It's the best sportsbook app out there. It's super safe, secure, and reliable. And if you want to bet on any sports or any of our football picks this week, you should head over to that DraftKings Sportsbook app and tap that app. Johnny, what is your lock of the week? What's your Johnny Jackpot?
You know where I'm going with this. The Titans, who haven't been overly impressive, 4.5 without Julio Jones. But who are they playing this week? It's Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars that I think get stomped. They get rolled. They're quitters. They're going to bail on Urban Meyer. They're going to play inspired football when Darrell Bevell is eventually named interim head coach. But right now, goodness gracious, everything associated with the Jaguars, it wouldn't matter who they were playing. They could be playing the Jets this week. I would still take the favorite and the points. I'd swallow any amount of points because I think the Jags roll over and officially die this weekend.
Yeah. I wonder if Jacksonville is going to have a picture of Urban's wife up on the big screen, maybe to inspire some of the players to do something. Yeah,
Poor Urban's wife, Shelly. She got kicked off. She had to abandon Twitter this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would abandon Urban, but to each its own.
It's tough in these Twitter streets, man.
Two things you don't want to see on a football field with the same name: an urban dumpster and an urban dumpster fire. You don't want to see a dumpster on a football field because that's dangerous. But you also just don't want to see Urban coaching any football team. So that's I like
also
that pick.
Dangerous, right?
Yeah, that is very dangerous, mostly emotionally, but sometimes physically as well. All right, let's get into my lock. I like yours. This is a Deefin lock. This is my DraftKings pick of the week. It's a Panthers -3. We went over it. I mean, the Eagles just are not very good. I thought they were going to play a lot better than they are. They scored a lot of points against a awful Kansas City defense who is 32nd in overall DVOA on defense, which means they're very bad. And this Panthers team is 8th in rush DVOA, which also attributes to my Jalen Hurts pick. Overall they're 4th in total defensive DVOA. I think they're going to clamp down. And even though Stephon Gilmore is not expected to play in week 7, I think that just kind of gives this team a little more juice to push them over the edge. The moves they've been making to acquire these corners and the roster moves they've been making and decisions, it kind of seems like they're in full like aggressive win now mode. And I love that.
I agree.
CMC is doubtful now, but you don't. I mean, you lose a lot without CMC, but that offense doesn't rely solely on him anymore. I think Darnold's doing pretty good things. He was leading the league in rushing touchdowns last week, which is hilarious to me. Out of any position, not just quarterbacks. So I like the Panthers to easily cover that -3 against Philly on the road. Or no, they're at home. I think they're at home. So yeah, the -3, it's not enough football wise, regardless of where they're playing. And yeah, -3 Carolina, the Deefin lock, love it. Get rid of those Sunday Scaries with Manscaped and DraftKings. Watch some football, have some fun, enjoy some time with the family, but also enjoy Go PHNX. Johnny, what do they have for you? What do you have for them?
Well, today specifically posted just a few hours ago, there's a really well put together article. I think it's written by the Cardinal beat writer for the website titled, "Here's Why the Arizona Cardinals Won't Look Past the San Francisco 49ers." Go and check that out. There was a plethora of quality content, as there is every day, posted at gophnx.com. And channel, you know me. The best part about joining our site, which is a reasonable $8.99 per month. If you want to do the month by month, dip your toe in, it's 50 cents that first month. But if you opt to do the annual membership, it's $59.88 for the year. So you save a little coin on the front end. Plus, get to pick any free shirt, any shirt you want for free from the PHNX locker, which is a sweet deal. So I got DraftKings, Manscaped, PHNX deal. I mean, we're just dishing out. I'm like Steve Nash, dishing out deals left and right on this podcast.
You're like Oprah. I don't know if I'd go as far as the Steve Nash.
I don't understand the
Wait, did I look
there.
under my seat? There's nothing here. No. I have 8 shirts coming in soon. I'm super stoked for that PHNX gear. So when I was reading your article, I saw a line about that I really enjoyed about the Cardinals exercising their demons because it's October. Johnny, what was going through your mind when you wrote that? Are you in a dark place?
I'm trying to play on words because it's Halloween. Don't critique my articles on my show.
Critiquing? I'm giving you compliments. I'm just making sure everything's okay back home.
That sounded like a bold-faced criticism.
I was just making sure everything's okay with the family, Johnny. I know it was dark in your house this past week.
I've been alone for over a week. It's dark times here. Just because I have the lights turned off, my electricity is still working. But it does play into the fact that the Cardinals got embarrassed last December to a dirt Niner team that had no business beating them. And as a result, they missed the playoffs. So if they're not harnessing those demons to exorcism, whatever it is, this weekend, I don't care who starts for them. Cardinals better be prepared, and I think they will be. Find out why in the article.
Yeah. I think Jimmy Garoppolo would be a better priest in a horror movie than a quarterback. As an actor. So I think the Cardinals have a good shot. But yes, I do agree. There's some questions with their hot start last year and relating to this year. So if you want any of that content, and why they might exercise some demons on the football field and maybe off. I don't know if you get into that at all. Head over to gophnx.com and get that membership. Guys, it's been fun as always. We will be back on Monday. Join me and Johnny for the tailgate show on Sunday at 9 a.m. Johnny, are you live tonight with the Cardinals as well?
Of course. 6 p.m. tonight in studio with the talented Kirsten Susel. We're going to be previewing all things Cardinals 49ers. It's the #1 pregame show or preview show with regard to this franchise. Check it out, 6 p.m. YouTube, Twitter, go PHNX.com, PHNX_Cardinals on Twitter. We'll see you tonight.
Yeah, follow us at PHNX_bets. Follow Johnny at Johnny Venerable. Follow me at Shane Deef. And we'll see you on Monday. Peace.